What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer. We just recently got the Overwatch 2 Spotlight, showcasing a ton of new content and the roadmap for Overwatch 2 over the course of 2025. And a major part of this presentation was the inclusion of the Season 15 trailer for Overwatch, which I wanted to give its own sort of dedicated video talking about, given that it's well, sort of its own little thing. Obviously, many of the changes talked about on a grander scale in this presentation are stuff that'll be coming in Season 15. And while I already did a video covering the entirety of the Spotlight and my overall thoughts about it and the future of Overwatch going forward, now I want to focus down on just Season 15. The changes coming in this specific season, the new skins, gameplay changes, hero trial. There's a lot of juicy stuff coming Season 15, so jumping right on into it. First up, the season itself will be starting on Tuesday, February 18th. That is less than a week away, coming up incredibly soon. So if you haven't finished your Season 14 Battle Pass yet, you've only got a little bit of time left. But getting into the actual Season 15 itself, first up we can see that the season is called Honor and Glory. A bit of an interesting name if you ask me. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be referencing outside of just the whole Reinhardt motif of Honor and Glory. I'm not sure how exactly it ties to the actual theme of the season itself, save for maybe the whole competitive focus of this being a competitive reset season, but tied in with the whole competitive reset of this being a new competitive year, so to say, we do get the new weapon skins, which are this time the Galactic weapons, a sort of purple, starry, nebula sort of weapon design, which I'll be honest, I think look pretty good for what they are. Overall, I don't think they look like great. I wouldn't expect to use these as much as I use the golden weapons per se, but they're definitely a step up from the jade weapons. And I think there's certainly specific heroes and skins that these will actually go really well with. And in general, I just like the sort of aesthetic of that sort of like starry texture, or however you want to describe it really, of these weapons. There's some skins in Overwatch that have the same sort of effect going, and I think they look pretty good for what they are. And that then takes us to what is, in my opinion, by far the most exciting part of Season 15, which is the new perk system. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about my personal thoughts here, because I covered it pretty extensively in my Overwatch Spotlight video, which, again, if you haven't seen, I do recommend you check that out, because there's a lot to delve into there. But I, for one, am very excited for perks. I think they're going to be a very fresh take on the gameplay of Overwatch. I think they're going to be an interesting direction to take the game, and I'm just excited to get to play around with them. It'll be a fun new feature, almost like a new component of the game to get to learn. And, you know, maybe in the long run, maybe we end up hating them, maybe we end up loving them. Either way, I think they're going to be a fun change of pace, and I am very excited to play around with them and just see how they impact things. And then we get on to the cosmetic side of stuff, which starts off with the reintroduction of loot boxes, because of course, loot boxes are back. A lot of people are clamoring for the return of loot boxes, and personally, I'm just like, why do we want loot boxes back? Is it because that was from a time when Overwatch was better? Maybe. Either way, it does seem like the implementation of loot boxes is that they're going to be in both the Battle Pass as well as earnable through challenges, which I think is a good way to implement them. It seems like you won't be able to purchase them directly, which makes sense given the, whole reason they were removed in the first place, with the whole gambling connections and whatnot. And also, I think the reason they're doing this is because, well, by putting loot boxes in a battle pass instead of a given like item, like a skin, spray, souvenir, or voice line, they can technically put less content in a battle pass by just having that spot of the battle pass instead filled with a loot box, which can give you a random thing from the shop or Overwatch 1's hero gallery type stuff. Because it does sound like, from sources I've looked into, that there will be shop skins and cosmetics available in loot boxes as well, like recent Overwatch 2 shop type stuff, which is interesting because it makes me wonder what the drop rates for different stuff is going to be and how likely it is you actually get an Overwatch 2 shop skin as opposed to some spray from Overwatch 1. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But sticking with the whole cosmetic side of things, then we move on to the proper skins. First up, the new Mythic skin, Pichu Zenyatta. This is a Chinese dragon-inspired skin from my understanding, and I gotta say, overall, I think it looks cool. It's far from my favorite Zenyatta skin, but like the customization of it I think is good looking. The different variants, the different like faces specifically, I think is a nice detail. The special aura he has on his Transcendence looks pretty neat on the visual front. Yeah, overall, I think this seems like a solid Mythic skin. By no means my favorite Zen skin, by no means my favorite Mythic skin, but it doesn't look bad. It's not underwhelming like some Mythic skins have been historically, so at least it has that going for it. And moving on, we get the Battle Pass skins, where we get into the proper themes, basically, of Season 15, one of which is the Toxic theme. Now, this is a theme that was actually sort of teased or alluded to in a skin survey from a while ago at this point, so it is cool to actually see these skins now in the game. There's some skins that fit this theme in both the Battle Pass and the shop, but in the Battle Pass specifically, we will be getting the Doomfist and Venture Toxic skins, both of which I think look really good, if I'm being honest. Before we move on to some Chinese-themed skins for Hanzo and Orisa. Orisa's has a sort of like tiger, like a horned tiger type design, it looks like. And Hanzo's is something. He's a person. I'm not terribly versed in Chinese mythology, so apologies if I'm not recognizing specific characters. There's a few Chinese ones here that we'll be taking a look at. But next up, we get a look at a Kiriko skin, being the Rainwear Kiriko skin, which, believe it or not, is apparently going to be in the Battle Pass. That's right. This is the first legendary Kiriko Battle Pass skin since Season 1, and only the third Battle Pass skin for Kiriko, period. She gets skins every season, but not one that gets a lot of them in the Battle Pass. So exciting to see that apparently this Rainwear skin she's getting, which there are some more Rainwear skins we'll take a look at in just a second, is going to be in the Battle Pass, which is a great way to get it. But then we move on to the shop skins, which is where we get into more Chinese mythology, featuring another Kiriko skin, a Reinhardt and a Kiriko skin here, along with a Moira and Sigma skin, all of which seem to fit into that Chinese mythology theme. Again, I'm not one who's knowledgeable about the specific characters being represented here, but I think they look decent for the most part. We then get a look at a Junker Queen, looks like a dragon skin to me, along with another Toxic skin for Winston, which, just like the others, I think looks so cool. Before looking then at some Rainwear skins, so we see that both Mei and Mercy are also getting Rainwear skins, although these are going to be in the shop as opposed to the Battle Pass like Kiriko's, and we're also going to be getting recolors for Orisa's Duck skin, as well as Tracer's Graffiti skin. So again, they're doing that sort of thing where it's like they introduce like a sub-theme of skins in a given season where they have like one or two new skins that fit it, which are like the main highlights, and then sort of flesh out a in-shop bundle for it by adding in recolors that kind of fit it, but you know, it is what it is. That's how Blizzard handles things. You can always just buy the new skins you want specifically through the Hero Gallery when they're available in the shop, so if you don't want the bundle, you don't need the recolors. And then at the end here, we get a look at the key art, basically, for the season, which actually shows us a new Hanzo skin as well, which we don't see otherwise in the trailer, so it's cool to get a look at it there. It almost gives me a sort of Super Sentai or Power Rangers type design aesthetic to it, but I don't know. We'll have to get a better look at that once it's actually in game. And then just a quick look at some other quick shop skins, which will be coming in Season 15, which weren't in the trailer per se, but were available for people who are actually at Blizzard streaming this event. These specific images come courtesy of the Omnic Post. Be sure to check them out. Have their channel linked down below. We get a look at another Kiriko skin. Yes, Kiriko is getting 3 skins in Season 15, because of course she is. 3 legendary skins. I love it. It's amazing. This one appears to be a sort of satyr type skin, a fairy tale fantasy type. Not my personal cup of tea, but I think it looks fine for what it is. We also get a closer look at her Chinese themed skin as well, which pretty interesting, pretty grandiose. Definitely gives me similar vibes to her Amaterasu skin, although this one is only a legendary as opposed to a full-on mythic. And then also her Rainy Day skin as well, which again is in the Battle Pass. And then we also have a look at a new Zarya skin, Cyber Enforcer, which kind of curious. I don't know if this is technically supposed to tie into the whole Toxic theme. It has the same sort of color scheme as the other Toxic skins, but it doesn't look quite as hazmat themed as those do. So I'm not sure if it's officially part of that same theme or not. And this is apparently a Battle Pass skin additionally. And then we also get a shop skin for Bastion, which is called Toxic, which looks amazing. Now, I will note this one does have the cosmic weapon equipped, which is why his hand and gun and back turret are purple. So that's not part of the skin, that's just part of the new upcoming competitive points weapon. But the overall design of this, I just love so much. The head just being this like toxic vial with like what almost looks like a brain in it or something. And then the bird in his chest, it's so disturbing, but so cool. But in terms of cosmetics, we're technically not quite done yet, because next up we have a little teaser at the very end of the trailer. There are always the little teasers at the very end, hinting at things to come, whether it's a new hero or a collab, and this time it is a collab, and yes, it is Wave 2 Seraphim. Interesting. I'm really curious to see who exactly gets Seraphim skins this time around. I mean, obviously the first wave of Seraphim skins were insanely popular. They must have sold incredibly well. I see them to this day all the time in my matches. So now we get to see who's going to be getting the Wave 2 Seraphim skins. If I had to hazard a guess, Juno is definitely going to be one of those heroes. I also wouldn't be surprised if Mercy's on that list, but who knows? Maybe we start seeing some guy characters get Seraphim skins as well. I could see Lucio maybe getting something along it. We'll just have to wait and see. We don't have any official information or images of what these upcoming Seraphim skins are going to be, but Sserafim Collab Wave 2. Should be interesting. Some additional information to touch on here that we know about for Season 15 as well is that there will be another Overwatch Classic sort of mode, whatever you want to refer to it as, coming in the latter half of Season 15, this time specifically focusing on the GOATS meta. That's right, everyone's favorite. Everyone's gonna be so excited to go back and play GOATS. That will be coming sometime in the latter half of the season, and also there's evidently going to be a competitive 6v6 mode coming in the latter half as well. And then just jumping into the last couple things we know about Season 15 at this point. The Mythic weapon will be going to Widowmaker. You already got to look at the Mythic Zenyatta skin that'll be part of the core battle pass, or Mythic shop, I guess, technically. But then the Mythic weapon skin, which is likely going to be releasing in the mid-season the way they've been doing it for the past few Mythic weapons, will indeed be going to Widowmaker. We only have the concept images that they showed off during the spotlight. We don't have like an in-game model of it just yet, but this is the general gist of what it's going to look like. And then, of course, to close out everything we know so far about Season 15, we, of course, have the new Hero Freja. Freya is the new damage hero. She will be releasing officially in Season 16. For those creators who are at Blizzard and got to live stream the showcase, they're already getting a chance to play her. But for all of us in the general public, we will be getting a chance to first playtest Freya sometime during Season 15. They did confirm there will be a playtest trial for her during this season, although they didn't specify when it's going to be. If I had to hazard a guess, it's likely going to be around the mid-season, probably a little bit after mid-season happens. That's typically how they handle these. So that's probably still about a month off yet at this point, but is coming up fairly soon and will be an exciting opportunity for all of us to get to test out the new hero before she fully officially releases in Season 16. And that then does it for everything to cover here regarding Overwatch 2 Season 15. It's going to be a pretty exciting season. I think a lot of the skins look really, really cool, and I personally am so excited to get to playtest the perks that are being added. I think they're going to be such an interesting feature to at least play around with. Again, maybe we end up hating them in the long run, but at least for something to just be a bit different, a little change of pace to mix up Overwatch, I'm really excited for them. So on that note, thank you all for tuning into this video. Be sure to stay tuned for once Season 15 actually launches this Tuesday, which, did I even mention the launch date for Season 15? I may have completely forgotten. Maybe I'll have to record a segment and insert it back at the beginning, but Overwatch 2 Season 15 will in fact be starting on Tuesday, February 18th. That's right, less than a week away. We are coming up on it quick, and I will of course be live streaming the season as soon as it launches, so if you want, tune into my stream on that day, or the streams leading up to it, since I'll be probably streaming the day before and the day before that too. So that way we can check out the new perks, cosmetics, battle pass, everything together. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you all are too. And on that note, thank you all for watching this video. Be sure to let me know your thoughts on everything coming in Overwatch 2 Season 15 by dropping a comment down below. And otherwise, be sure to subscribe, hit up that bell icon, follow me on X, and join my Discord server to hang out and never miss any of my future Overwatch 2 news streams and other content. And special thanks to my YouTube channel members who help make these videos possible. If you'd like to join them to earn some cool rewards, then just hit that join button down below. And otherwise, this is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.